Hello Virgo friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Virgo October 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. I'm calling this theme of this month for Virgos, Secrets to Virgo's Joy this month, and I'm going to give you all of the things that I see to help you make this month the best possible by looking at the sky through the lens of being a Virgo. This is for you if Virgo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Virgo placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Virgo friends, so birthdays like September 15th through the rest of the sign, or 23 degree Virgo placements through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Libra report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. If you haven't already listened to my September report, you may want to go back and do that at some point because it's sort of a big one. The theme of that month is Virgo Superpowers Activates, plus your hidden ruler, and I give you a lot of really amazing information about not only the short term, but the longer period of time of what is helping you to activate your superpowers and which ones are activated, and also your secret ruler. So I will refer back to some of that here, but if you want the detailed report, then see that report as a sister report to this one. All right, so what's different? What's going on this month? What's happening? We have Virgo representation through Venus this month, and this is really exciting. Venus rules love and beauty and money and relationships. Virgo or Venus represented by my grandma Marge. My grandma Marge is one of my Italian relatives who always makes me think of the energetics of Venus. So she would be beaming when she would see me. She'd have so much love, and she'd give me some money, and she'd pop a meatball in my mouth, and she would, take me to her comfy home that always smelled like food. And, it's just like the epitome of just being wrapped in love and care. And so when we have that energetic moving through your sign, there is this level of harmony of those types of areas of life, having your language be spoken in those areas of life. So there's something really cool about that. Something else I've come to see from watching the planets roll around the chart for so long, is that when Venus is in the first house, you become more persuasive. If you have to get someone on your side, or get someone to agree to something, or try to, get someone on the same page with you, or if you have to take pictures for work or just, for posterity, you can even look better in pictures when Venus is in your first house. So you can play with that and just know that Venus is there supporting, your physical body, your sustenance. And it's just a really nice thing that's going on. This was also happening through part of September, and it continues through part of October. In the long term, we've got the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle going on with a lot of energy in Pisces and Virgo. Pisces is your opposing sign. It's your polarity, and it's a very important part of the duality of the experience of Virgo. We're not going to talk that much about the eclipses in this report because I went into a lot of details in the August and September report. But suffice to say, what we need to know for this month is that we are still possibly getting news from those eclipses. We had one on September 7th, one just 10 days before October on September 21st. And, we're still in eclipse season. It will wear off as the month goes on and become less and less. And the big changes will become more of our new normal. And, for Virgo, this is a huge time from the end of 2024 into the first half of 2027. You're, every 4 to 6 months having these major things awakened in your sectors of relationship with yourself, with your physical body, relationship with other people, the world of intuition versus logic, form versus the ethereal. All of these are things that are just really activated at this time. The language of spirit, synchronicity, is still acting very, very strongly at this time. And you will feel that, okay? So from the eclipse season with the Virgo Pisces eclipses, there are radical changes that are taking place. But one of the great things to know is that from August 26th through October 21st, the personal planets, Venus, Mars, and Mercury are all going direct, and there's no shadow period, which means that if you have to make decisions from the things that have happened, eclipse news tends to be non-negotiable. It comes to you and it is what is happening. And then all you get to pick is how you're going to deal with what has come. So if you have to make decisions based on this new information, you've got a full 3 weeks to really, do what you need to do before the tides turn. So this is another important thing to know this month to help you have your best month, is that until the 21st, the tides are going out, which means your message in a bottle, your boat trying to get off the deserted island. I always use this tidal analogy to kind of let you know where we're at with the astrological tides. The tides are going out, so anything you put on them will go out farther and wider to sea, including yourself. Okay, so anything that you're trying to do, anything you're trying to make happen in the world, it's a time for action, and we have additional focus on action in the first 10 days of the month or so from this October 6th Aries supermoon. So the moon will be closer to the Earth. It will look bigger. Its gravitational effects can be greater. And so you may feel that. Usually I know I feel the moon at least 2 to 3 days before and after the full moon, but you may have this be a little longer, even 5 or so days or more before and after. So there's something that's coming out into the open. There's something that's building. There's action that wants to be taken. And with a whole slew of outer planets, Neptune, Eris, Chiron, Saturn is still very much influencing in Aries, even though it's popped back into Pisces because it's very late degree Pisces. There's a lot of outer planet energy in Aries in the long term, which is really serving as an activating force for individuals and the world. Okay, taking action, doing something. Now this supermoon, this full moon in Aries comes in and it's saying, okay, these things that have been storylines that are building, that are kind of in the backdrop, now it's time to do something about them. Could be about autonomy, independence, inspiration, your physical body, your health. Those are the things having to do with the sign of Aries. But it can also have to do specifically for Virgo, the 8th house, because that's where Aries is and that's where this full moon will be. So that's the house of other people's money, of shared money, of inheritances, of taxes, of insurance, of, medical care that you get from somewhere, wherever, the government or from a policy, just like the merging of money and resources and care and sustenance from a resource perspective is getting activated in a long-term way. And then Ceres and this full moon is activating it in a short-term way. All right, so something is going to come up there. Could be drama, could be fruition, could be manifestation, could be something exciting, could be something stressful. But whatever it is, it's going to dominate that first part of the month. You will feel it. All right. But on the topic of taking action, you may suddenly see what you need to do about something. And that may be how it manifests. Okay, so just summarizing so far, the secrets to joy this month are in understanding, first of all, the placements and what's going on. One is to ask those questions about what it is that you want and to let people support you. Let Venus show up in your life. That's one way that's one secret this month. Take your pictures, you're more persuasive to other people at this time. That's another secret of what's going on. Another secret is the action component. If you have been waiting, this may be the time to finally take action, and this full moon may bring it out. Okay, so that's another secret, is to know that you may finally get that ace in the hole, or if you've had that ace in the hole, it may be finally time to play that card. All right. Another secret to your joy this month is in allowing the elucidation from this moon to show you any weaknesses or any strengths that can be enhanced, or weaknesses that need to be shored up in your deep financial and intimate relationships. All right, because this is going to happen in some way or another. And the secret to your joy is to recognize it when it's happening so that you can take action. Just think of it as a subconscious force that's bubbling out, and you're having an opportunity to see it. It may seem like it came out of the blue, but probably it's been there for a long time and you're getting privy to it or getting ready to deal with it or accept it. Another secret to your joy this month has to do with asking some financial questions from the perspective of your sustenance. The sun is highlighting your house of your individual income. This 8th house, that's also very much highlighted, is other people's money, your joint money, your shared money. But the sun and also Mercury, and then Venus will join the party, are all highlighting your second house of earned income. This may be a time where you finally ask for a raise. This may be a time where you get some clarity on making an important purchase, and you may actually make that purchase this month. Especially until the 21st, you'll have more clarity around contracts if you need financing. This 8th house is also the house of financing. If you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a boat, if you want to buy something, then you may actually, this may be a really, really great time for that. All right. So carry that secret, knowing that, if that's what you're looking for, you have extra energy around that. It's a very money focused month at this time from the perspective of, this shared resources or loans or borrowing, and also from just your day-to-day money. But this can also represent something important you have to buy. So if you need to upgrade a device, if you need to upgrade a car, this month could be fantastic for that. So it's good to know that. Then as the Sun, Venus, and Mercury progress into Scorpio, they will join Mars in Scorpio. Lilith is already there. And this is highlighting your 3rd house. So this is back to another secret about how to have joy this month, is in evaluating your communication process. You may find yourself writing, you may find yourself speaking, you may find yourself writing haikus, you may find yourself feeling like you really need to dive deep and communicate with people and have those important conversations. And so this could be a very important conversation month. Throughout the month, we've got about 16 salty aspects, not including ones with the star goddesses, besides Venus, because they're included in the traditional ones we use. But there are also 2 waves, 2 clusters of sweet spots. So if you've got to do some things, October 8th through the 14th and October 24th through the 30th, we've got some amazing alignments that can counteract, can soften, and can just be really good overall for doing important things. So if you've got to make those purchases, if you've got to do some research to look into something, then that could be happening. Now, if you're a Virgo that wants to be a writer, or you are a writer, you may be super jazzed up this month with creativity. So look out for that as well. We've got 3 star goddesses, Juno, Vesta, and Estrella, all crowding in Sagittarius, bringing transcendent solutions, optimism, a desire for adventure, which you may look for and find, and also some major focus on your home and family. And you could be asking some questions about where you want to live. You may be traveling to some places where you're considering a future move. And all of that is happening at the same time. So you may find some secrets to your joy this month by just widening your scope to what the future may hold and what kind of things you may want to have in your future. On the topic of all of that Libra energy in your 2nd house, there are 2 more things I want to tell you about there. Because Libra rules the 2nd house for Virgo, it may be that your goals for your finances may be reached through relationships with other people, collaborations, partnering in some way, or through networking or aesthetics, art, other things ruled by Libra, finding agreements, mediation, things like that. So the areas that are ruled by Libra may turn out to be sources of your income, or binding together with other people may be what you need in order to make the ideas that you have happen. The other thing is that in addition to all of those Libra placements, also on the 21st, we've got the new moon at 28 degrees of Libra. So there's a new moon lighting up your financial sector, and you can plant seeds for your future material experience in some way or another. Jupiter is in Cancer long-term for everyone, but this is feeding into this star goddess story with Juno, Vesta, and Estrella, of really asking where your sacred heart flame, like where you feel your home is, and how you can develop the home that you have or create the home that you want. And Jupiter is helping in a long-term way from June 2025 till almost July 2026. And then you've got these short-term placements, asking the questions. And again, because Juno's there, part of the answer may have to be with collaborating in some way. Now, Jupiter is expanding your 11th house of networking, of internet-based projects, of friendships, of teams. So you will see continuing this month, this drive towards expansion through connecting with other people. So you've got a lot of points of connection in, more superficial relationships, more casual relationships, acquaintances, general networking, down to the very deep Scorpio relationships of people you know really well and are very much enmeshed with. But there's very much a lot of bonding with other people at this time. And if you have not been able to make certain things happen on your own, you may find that the right people may show up at the right time during this month. Okay, so I've given you a lot of different dates. If you want more dates, go to anniehelpsyou.com. When you sign up for my free email newsletter with your name and email address, there'll be instructions on how you get my sweet and salty date newsletter. If you want to learn astrology and you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn either to help your family and friends and yourself or to earn money as an astrologer, once people know you have this skill, you will be very surprised that people will just want to drop and just give you money for a reading. I have it happen all the time. And, it's a very, very, very amazing skill to have. It's also a highly monetizable skill to have. And if you're a person that likes to help people, if you can earn money through helping people, what could be better than that, right? Do it from your house, be mobile. It's kind of a dream job for people who are inclined to this kind of thing. So look into my very comprehensive course, beastropro.com, beastropro.com, my astrology certification course. If you want to see what's up with the outer planet transits, Jupiter on out through Pluto, what's going on in your chart with these recent changes of those planets changing signs, get my personalized outer planet transit report at anniebclarity.com. Annie, the letter B, clarity.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.